Hi, Box Recaps here. Today we'll be talking about a monster film called Human Snake War. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. At the beginning of the movie we see a mysterious factory. The owner of the company, Miss Lee, is complaining to her manager about the extensive time that it's taking to repair her building. It turns out that they just had a major accident, where the illegal snakes they are farming are trying to break out from the facility. The manager promises to have everything under control, while he escorts the woman towards her car, but the man obviously hates the boss very much, and is only here for her money. What the people don't realize is that the poisons they are feeding the snakes are actually making the animals stronger. This eventually causes mutations within the serpents, as a giant monster rises up from inside the lair. However, the manager doesn't seem to be worried, as he has a special dessert waiting for him. Inside the office, the man begins dancing with the woman and turning completely into a simp, not realizing that the snakes are out of control, causing the entire building shake violently. All the workers are frozen in fear, while having no clue as to what's about to happen. Suddenly, a huge monster launches out from underneath and throwing all the people onto the ground. The giant serpent eventually reveals itself, and roars furiously towards the humans. The workers sees this and runs desperately for their lives, while the giant monster begins chasing behind them and killing everyone in the process. The massive creature knocks the people away and throws them into the air, before turning them all into human buffets. At the same time, the manager continues dancing inside his office, while all his workers are being killed outside, and completely devoured by the giant serpent. The monster eventually turns the attention towards the couple, as the man is stunned by what he sees in front of his eyes. The giant creature approaches slowly towards the office, while the woman is oblivious that she's going to become the real desert for a much bigger snake. The massive animal charges in and devours the girl in a single bite, while trapping the manager onto the walls. Surprisingly, the creature only stares at the man with its creepy eyes, but refuses to eat the manager as it dislikes the taste of simps. Very soon, all the remaining workers make it towards the exit, as they struggle desperately to open the gates, but quickly realizes that it's already too late. The serpent appears behind the people, and trapping them with nowhere to run, before launching in and devouring all the humans, while eventually breaking out as well. On the other side, in a nearby hotel, a man called Fong has brought his family on vacation inside a beautiful resort, not realizing that the serpents have made it here already. It's quickly revealed that this building is also owned by Ms. Lee, who's too busy having fun with her boyfriend Ching to realize the approaching danger. However, before any bedtime exercises can be done, the woman notices an emergency phone call from her factory. It turns out that her manager is still alive, and warns her desperately about the giant snakes which are now free. Before the man can speak any further, another serpent has found his location, which causes him to be killed horrifically. The woman realizes that she's in serious trouble, but decides to cut off the signals for all her customers, as she tries to conceal her crimes. On the other side, Fong has also stumbled upon a shocking sight, as he sees a venomous snake right beside his daughter. He tells the girl to not move as he slowly grabs onto the sheets and manages pull her away from danger just in time. They escape the area immediately and arrives into the lobby to complain about the animal hazard, but only sees that all the phones are ringing at the same time. The man turns around slowly and realizes that something is terribly wrong, as a cloud of gas is heading towards the hotel. The people are stunned by the sudden change of weather, which quickly engulfs the entire crowd and begins dropping dead bodies from the sky. Suddenly, numerous snakes launch out towards the humans and biting the people on their necks, while causing everyone to panic in fear as they try to rush back into the hotel. The people eventually make it back inside the building as they close the doors behind them immediately, but is shocked to see the absolute silence outside. Before they can figure out what to do next, they are interrupted by a woman that's covered in blood, who's continuously begging for the people's help. The hotel manager sees this and tries to open the door, but the girl is quickly pulled away by a giant tentacle, while causing everyone to cower back in fear. The humans watch hopelessly, as a massive tail launches towards them and breaking the front gates in a single strike, while knocking the people backwards. This allows the countless serpents to rush inside the building, and quickly attacking the humans while biting them to death. The people try desperately to fight against the animals, but they are quickly overpowered by the creatures, which causes the main character to lose sight of his family in the chaos. The wife sees this and grabs her daughter immediately to escape, as all the people run away from the area that's now being filled by countless victims. Very soon, a group of larger snakes begin rushing into the building, as they start hunting for the humans like prey. At the same time, the people inside the restaurant continues eating everything voraciously, not realizing that their destiny is to become dinner as well. The animals attack the humans immediately, causing chaos inside the restaurant, as two giant serpents rush into the area to showcase their funny hairstyles and to make everyone their prey. On the other side, the remaining survivors continues rushing upstairs, but the main character is pushed backwards by accident, which knocks him unconscious as a result. Luckily the man is eventually able to wake up, but only to see that a black snake is right in front of his face. Fong grabs onto the umbrella and smashes the creature onto the wall, before trapping the snake and striking it continuously as he throws it down the building. The man is able to regain his breath and rushes upstairs to look for his family, but quickly sees a young girl who's begging for her mother to wake up. Suddenly, the woman grabs onto the man's leg and begs the main character to help her daughter, while claiming to know where all the people have escaped to. It's quickly revealed that the survivors have all gathered inside the penthouse, against the permission of the boss lady and her boyfriend. The people immediately use the furnitures to block the entrance, but is surprised to hear a knocking from the outside. The security officer decides to let the people in right away, but Lee threatens to fire the man if he dares to open the doors. Luckily, the security guard is not a coward and throws away his uniform voluntarily, before opening the front doors and revealing that it's the main character. Fong rushes inside the room immediately, so that he can look for his wife and daughter. However, the man is not able to find his family anywhere inside the crowd, which gives him no other choice but to leave penthouse right away. The main character begins searching through all the rooms inside the hotel, but is unable to locate his family no matter how much he looked. What he doesn't realize is that the wife is already in danger, as a giant serpent has picked up the woman's scent. This causes the creature to begin searching everywhere inside the room, as the wife is forced to hide inside the closet with her daughter. The monster begins crawling across the area while hunting for its prey, and revealing that others are hiding quietly inside the room as well. Very soon, the creature starts closing in on the survivors, and when the wife slowly looks up, she realizes in shock that the giant serpent is directly outside. The monster screams furiously at the humans, causing the woman to rush outside as she tries to lure the animal away from her child. However, the young girl decided to come out as well, which causes the creature to attack her immediately. Surprisingly, the daughter is rescued just in time by her father, who pushes the animal furiously towards the window. The man is able to throw the creature outside the building, and causing the serpent to fall down into the abyss. Fong turns back to his family and is finally able to embrace the daughter once again, and promises the girl that he'll protect her just like Ultraman. Before the people can leave the area, they quickly notice that many other survivors are finally able to come out from hiding, and the man has no choice but to help them as well. They try to sneak out from the area altogether, but soon realizes that the exit is blocked by a massive serpent that is heading their way. The people are forced to run back immediately, while the monster chases behind them, and making them retreat into the same room that they came from. Fong is eventually able to conjure up a plan, as he leads the others to climb outside the window, and trying to make it towards the construction elevator by walking on the edges. Very soon, the serpent charges furiously into the room, while the people are trying desperately to hang on, as Fong is eventually able to reach the exterior elevator. However, the monster appears in front of the others, and literally scaring the survivors to death, as it causes the people to fall down. Luckily, Fong is able to help his team get onto the elevator one by one, and saving the remaining people from certain death. The humans use the machine to go up immediately, as they try to escape from danger, but the motor begins to malfunction from the excessive weight inside the carriage. Suddenly, the people see an even bigger snake that's climbing onto the building, making them realize that they can't stay here for long. They immediately try to knock on the windows for help, and surprisingly, they are right below the penthouse of the other survivors. The people see this and quickly tries to help the humans outside, and are able to bring the survivors into the building one by one, while eventually saving all their lives. However, the building begins to shake violently as the giant serpent is constricting the structures outside, and completely knocking out the powers inside the hotel. What's even worse, the group eventually realizes that many survivors are poisoned by the creatures, which also includes the main character's wife, who's quickly dying as a result. They are also able to find numerous documents about the snakes inside the penthouse, which makes them realize that Lee is responsible for the entire disaster. This causes Fong to become furious, as he grabs onto the boss lady in anger, but soon realizes that they need her help, as she claims to have the vaccines for the poison. With no other choice, Lee agrees to show them where the medicine is, but only if her boyfriend goes with them as well. Fong hears this and quickly begins gathering volunteers for this dangerous mission, while Lee secretly tells her friend to kill the others when he has the chance. Very soon, the people begin heading towards the outside, as they try to avoid encountering any more monsters, while eventually making it towards the generators. The group is able to find the power switch and turns on all the lights inside the hotel, but also angering the giant serpent at the same time. This causes the entire building to shake once again, and the people soon realize that they are right under a massive horde of snakes. The numerous creatures begin falling down from the vibrations, while the people desperately run for their lives, and are able to make it out from the area unharmed. The team eventually manages to reach the secret room, where the vaccines are stored inside. And the people are finally able to retrieve the medicine to save their friends. However, just before the humans can leave, the security officer notices a terrifying sight, as a giant snake has appeared right behind the hotel manager. This causes the man to slowly turn around in fear, while the creature screams furiously and launches directly for the manager's head. The people watch hopelessly as the animal eventually turns the attention towards them, which forces them to run immediately away from the vicious creature. The humans run desperately across the buildings while the giant snake chases them closely behind, and the animal is quickly able to corner them and block them away from the exit. This causes the group to rush the other way, as the monster launches furiously towards them and eventually forcing the humans into the kitchen as a result. Before the people can figure out what to do next, Lee's boyfriend rushes towards the other side and locks the people behind, while leaving them all to a horrible death. The man quickly runs towards the stairs as he tries to get back towards the penthouse, but quickly falls down like a coward instead. He eventually sees the countless bodies that are dead because of their illegal experiments, and becomes filled by guilt for everything that he's done. At the same time, the giant snake has made it into the kitchen, while the survivors try their best to stay still and hide away from the approaching monster. Luckily, the animal begins eating the leftovers inside the area, and eventually leaving the humans alone as it crawls away from the room. This gives the people a chance to come out, as they regroup to figure out how to get the doors open. However, they quickly hear a strange noise coming from behind them, while the serpent jumps towards the people immediately for the kill. The security officer sees this and tries knocking away the giant snake, but is quickly overpowered by the monster, who tosses him onto the floor. The creature turns the attention towards the main character, while Fong tries desperately to fight back, but is also thrown away like a rag doll. The monster maneuvers towards the other side and notices the remaining survivors while quickly attacking them as well, and giving the woman a falcon punch right in the stomach. The chef sees this and charges towards the creature while chopping at the animal by using his cooking knife, but is knocked away across the room as well. The monster quickly recovers and launches into attack, but is trapped by the kitchen doors, and giving the others a chance to strike it repeatedly on its body. However, the attacks are completely useless, as the creature breaks free and quickly surrounds the main character from all sides. Luckily, they are able to hold back the monster by using the metal pole, while the chef tries turning the snake into sashimi, but is quickly poisoned by the animal's venom instead. Just before the people are killed, Ching decided to come back in the last moment. He yells for everyone to run immediately, while the survivors quickly escape towards the exit, but the chef notices that the snake is coming towards them as well. This causes the man to lock the doors behind the people, as he plans to fight the monster all by himself, and sacrificing his own life, so that the other can survive. The group eventually makes it back towards the penthouse, while the doctor gives the people the medicine to cure the poison, and saving the victims from a horrible death. Very soon, the humans begin hearing a loud noise from the outside, and is overjoyed to see that a helicopter is coming towards them. However, they quickly realize that something is wrong, as the chopper completely ignores their cry for help, and Fong notices right away that Lee is missing alongside her boyfriend. It turns out that the helicopter was called here by the woman, who's now escaping onto the rooftop, but not before she pushes Ching down the building for failing to kill the others. This causes the man to scream furiously at the girl, before eventually falling to his death, while Lee asserts that only the fittest can survive. She quickly makes it onto the rooftop and runs directly for the helicopter, while getting ready to leave the area right away. What she doesn't realize is that a snake is coming out from her purse, who attacks the pilot immediately and killing him as a result. The woman is forced to run out as well, but the creature continues following her and eventually chasing her towards the edge of the roof. Lee tries to beg the creature for mercy, but the snake doesn't speak any Chinese, and proceeds to knock her over the building while causing the woman to fall to her death. At the same time, the giant snake has made it onto the hotel building, and quickly notices the survivors inside the window. This causes the people to run away in fear, as the creature breaks into the structure and trying to swallow the humans alive. The survivors eventually make it onto the stairs while the ceiling begins falling down, and forcing them all to escape onto the rooftop. The humans quickly notice the helicopter, but Fong realizes that they have to take multiple trips in order to transport everyone into safety. However, before the survivors can get into the chopper, they quickly notice that the giant snake is already here, as it roars furiously towards the people and stunning them in fear. Very soon, numerous serpents begin climbing onto the roof as well, after hearing the roar of the giant monster, as they approach the humans in terrifying numbers. The officer sees this and runs towards the back, as he quickly finds a room that's filled by construction tools, while planning to battle the snakes in a fight of death. The venomous creatures continue rushing towards the humans, while the people grab onto the tools and begins killing the enemies as they push the serpents back. The survivors are able to cut through the hordes of snakes and eventually forcing the creatures to retreat, as the animals crawl down the buildings all together. The people take the chance and quickly turns on the gasoline, while the officer sprays the liquids at the serpents, and blasting them off the building. This allows Fong to use the shotgun and fires at the enemies, while causing a huge explosion. That blows away all the creatures. Just when the people think that they have won, the giant serpent rises out from the black smoke and launches at the humans while nearly killing them as a result. Fong recovers quickly from the ground and begins shooting at the monster by using his gun, but the attacks have no effect, as the creature continues knocking the people into the air. Very soon, all the other survivors charge at the monster altogether, as they try to bring down the creature, but is quickly tossed away like insects. Seeing that all his friends are getting completely destroyed, Fong realizes that there's only one way to win, and tells the officer to distract the giant creature. The main character quickly runs towards the helicopter, while the security guard is holding back the monster, which allows Fong to eventually start the machine. The man looks towards his family for the last time, as he quickly flies into the air, while the giant serpent roars furiously and eventually kills the officer as well. The daughter sees this and runs towards the giant snake, while shouting for the monster to leave her family alone, but the serpent only sees her as one more victim to be devoured. Luckily, before the girl can be killed, Fong is able to get monster's attention and causing the creature to chase after him. The man eventually turns the chopper towards the giant serpent, while the monster roars furiously at the main character, but Fong plans to kill the creature no matter the cost. The man screams in rage while flying the helicopter directly towards the monster, which causes a massive explosion in the creature's mouth, and killing them both at the same time. The people watches in tears, while the daughter continues shouting for her father's name, as they realize that they are all saved by the main character's sacrifice.